Я хотел бы обратиться к президенту Российской
Now I'd like
Федерации
to
Владимиру Владимировичу Путину.
go
Уважаемый
to
Владимир Владимирович,
President of Russia, Vladimir
развитие
Putin.
международного
Mr.
сотрудничества,
President,
создание
the
дополнительных
development
условий для
of
продвижения
international
товаров на
cooperation,
зарубежные рынки– это
creating new
задачи, которые
environment
ставят перед
for
собой государства-члены ЕС как в рамках
moving goods into
национальных
global
стратегий,
markets,
так и в рамках
is
Союза.
part of
Много говорится о
this
сопряжении
union's global
потенциалов
economic
ЕАЭС,
strategy. A lot is
СНГ,
being
ШОС и БРИКС,
spoken
о
about
развитии отношений с
the
государствами и
aligning
участниками
of the
АСЕАН.
SCO, BRICS, and the Eurasian
В
Economic
этой связи
Union
важно
agendas,
продемонстрировать способность
and our
ЕС к быстрой
cooperation with
адаптации в
the
меняющейся
ASEAN Union.
мировой
This
экономической
is why
системе и
we
при
need to make
этом
sure that
сохранить свою
this organization,
глобальную
this
экономическую роль
union,
и
is
статус надежного
flexible
партнера.
in the global
Как
economy,
Россия
and that it
видит роль
maintains its
ЕАЭс в
status
формировании
as
новой многополярной
a
архитектуры
good
международных
partner,
отношений?
reliable partners?
И
How
как вы
does
оцениваете
Russia see its
перспективы
role
сотрудничества ЕАЭС
in the
с глобальными
global
и
economic
региональными финансовыми
partnership,
институтами?
and
Прошу вас,
how would
уважаемый
you
Владимир
assess
Владимирович, вам слово.
its position
Как удобно.
within the framework of global economic institutions?
Уважаемый Александр Григорьевич, уважаемые друзья,
President
коллеги, дамы и
Lukashenko,
господа.
friends, colleagues,
Конечно,
ladies and
прежде
gentlemen.
чем ответить на
Well,
адресованные
before I
вопросы, хотел бы
answer
тоже,
the questions that
коллеги,
I've been asked,
поприветствовать
like my
участников
colleagues did, I'd
пленарного
like to
заседания Евразийского
welcome
экономического форума.
all of
Отмечу,
the
что
participants of
в
the
Минск
Eurasian Economic
приехали
Union
несколько
Forum.
сотен
I'd like to
представителей
say that
крупного,
here in Minsk
среднего
we have
и
several
малого
hundreds of
российского бизнеса, то
small and
есть те,
medium and
кто
large-sized
непосредственно
Russian
занимается
enterprises,
развитием деловых связей
those who are
со
directly
странами
involved
Евразэс и
in
на
developing
собственном опыте
integration and
понимает,
economic ties
какие
with the countries of the
преимущества
Eurasian
этой
Economic Union.
интеграции и
And they
что
understand
еще нужно сделать для
firsthand how
улучшения условий взаимных
much
торговых и
this integration
инвестиционных
does for them and how
обменов.
much needs to be done to
Знаю,
improve them
что
even
сегодня,
further.
так во всяком
I
случае
know
рассказывали
that,
коллеги,
and this is something
проведены
that we've heard
семинары
about before
в рамках
today,
форума, и
there have been
обсуждались
seminars, there
разные
will be
вопросы, в
seminars
том
as
числе
part
и те, о
of
которых
this
я только
forum.
что сказал.
A number
Хочу
of
подчеркнуть,
issues have
что
been
все
addressed.
полезные идеи,
And I'd like to
рекомендации и
emphasize that
предложения
all of
нашими
the good
российскими коллегами
ideas and
будут
proposals
иметься в
that
виду,
have been
учитываться и в нашей дальнейшей работе по
presented by
укреплению
our
Евразийского
colleagues will be taken
экономического
into account as we
союза.
strengthen the Eurasian
Теперь,
Economic
что
Union and
касается
its
роли
integration
Евразеса в
efforts.
формировании новой
Now, as
многополярной
to the
архитектуры
position
международных отношений.
of this
Напомню,
organization within
что
the new
придется не привычно
multipolar
повторить, Александр Григорьевич цифры определенные назвал,
system of
но я
international
считаю это
relations.
важным, и некоторые
I
вещи
know that
звучат,
some
может быть, второй
numbers,
раз,
some
но
figures
прошу
have been
прощения. Полагаю, что это
already
имеет
named today,
значение.
but perhaps
Напомню,
I
что
need to
1
do that
января
again because it's
Евразийскому
really
союзу
important.
исполнилось 10 лет. За это время он, безусловно,
Now,
окреп.
this Eurasian Economic Union recently has marked its 10-year anniversary. It's become stronger as an integration organization. Its economic potential has become much
Uh, 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 uh,
greater. And the Eurasian Economic Union is now rightly one of the global centers of economic development. And let me reiterate that the global GDP of our countries went from $1.6 trillion to $2.6 trillion, and our trade with other countries rose by 38% and is now $800 billion, which is quite comparable to the leading economic powers of the world. This is massive, $800 billion. And the mutual trade within the Eurasian Economic Union has rose twice to $97 billion, and 97% of all operations are done in national currencies. Now, industrial production has increased a lot. Agriculture has risen by 26%. By 40 times we have seen the rise of investment in capital, primary capital. Now, what does that mean? It means that in the medium term, at least, growth is already in place. It's guaranteed. The growth of unemployment has the unemployment rate has decreased to 2.8% among our countries. In Russia, it's 3.9%. It's one of the lowest figures like that in the world. We're working on strengthening our integration mechanisms, improving the authority and influence of our organization in the global arena. Our organization, this structure is oriented towards working with our partners across the world, in Eurasia, in Africa, in Latin America. We're strengthening contacts with multilateral organizations such as BRICS, the SCO, ASEAN, the African Union, and other organizations. With the European Union, the Eurasian Economic Union has a lot of agreements with countries across the world, such as Vietnam. Recently, one has been agreed with Iran. Hopefully, we're seeing the situation in Iran calm down of the past few weeks, and hopefully this will soon be in the past, and we will be able to soon develop our relations with all countries of the region, including Iran. And tomorrow, at the session of the High Council of the Eurasian Economic Union, we are going to have a new document signed with Mongolia and a number of other countries, and then with India, Indonesia, Egypt. Through that, our organization makes a contribution to creating a space for industrial and economic growth on the continent, a space where everyone's rights for having their own model for development is respected and the interests of all participants are taken into account. And we're convinced that based on this equal and quality-based and trust-based system, this is the way forward towards a multipolar global system of relations. We are moving towards that at a good pace. Now, as to your second question about our cooperation with the global organizations and institutions, now the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union are taking steps to integrate their economic infrastructure. We have plans to create a common market, the Bank of Development, and the Eurasian Bank for Stabilization and Development. These agencies help provide loans to projects that have massive integration effect and maintain stability and sustainability across the continent. Our stabilization fund has over $9 billion already accumulated. This money could be used to support the budgets of the member states. We have the construction and modernization of facilities, energy facilities in Kyrgyzstan and industrial enterprises in Armenia financed. Now, in Russia, several infrastructure projects, including the Pulkovo Airport in St. Petersburg and other infrastructural projects, are also financed in part through that mechanism. We are maintaining contact with the BRICS Development Bank, the Asia Bank for Infrastructure Investment, and other organizations. As far as I remember, our bank helped the Eurasian Economic Union create a digital agenda which was used to ensure that the legal frameworks of all the Eurasian Economic Union member states, that they are aligned with each other. Now, we have dialogue with the World Bank and other Western-centric organizations, but that dialogue is hampered a lot by their political bias. we have tried to reduce our reliance on Western-based organizations and institutions. We have moved to direct correspondent contacts between the banks of the 5 countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. We have achieved a lot of progress in aligning our national system of payments and bank cards. Another important thing I wanted to say, we mentioned BRICS here today, and as part of BRICS, we're working on creating a digital investment platform. Ideas like that could be implemented within the Eurasian Economic Union as well. And the same goes for other national payment instruments, national digital payment systems, electronic money, etc. Without doubt, regional financial institutions that are emerging right now, they will be multiplying and they will become more global, going from local to global. Also, like, as we all know, it's not a secret from anyone, a massive part of our gold and currency reserves are frozen in Western banks. And now they're saying that they're going to steal our money. As soon as that happens, the movement towards regionalization of payment systems is going to hasten, and without doubt it would become irreversible. And that, in general, would be a good thing for the global economy. So maybe it's a price worth paying for something like that. Now, I would say that it's not just stealing our money, it's plundering our money. It's robbery, it's daylight robbery, because they're not even concealing it. Now, we're going to continue to work to oppose that together with all those who support us. Thank you for your attention.